Okay, variable neutral density filters. That doesn't sound very exciting, but they're actually kind of cool because they cut the light. That lets you either slow your shutter speed down or open up your aperture for shallower depth of field. And that's really helpful for both stills and video. And you can find them for less than $50 or even pay hundreds of dollars for just one. Peter Lindgren has a recent video of a comparison of several variable neutral density filters, and his channel is definitely worth a look if you haven't already seen it, by the way. I have 2 of the 7 that Peter reviewed, and one is the $40 K&F Concept filter, and he considered it a good budget-priced performer. But the other one, the Hoya filter, which cost over $100, he thought was the worst of the 7. So I wanted to see just how different these 2 filters were from one another. Along with some long exposures, I'm also going to share some images that I take with a second camera. I really like to have a second camera while I do these long exposures because I can get maybe a time lapse or capture the wildlife around me. Even if you can borrow one or just have an old one, even a point and shoot or your phone camera would be even better than nothing. Okay, so the white balance was set to cloudy for all of these. The K&F definitely has a warmer cast, and the Hoya definitely a cooler cast. And this last filter is actually a 10-stop non-variable filter. And we'll run through these same images again with a very quick color correction on each of them. You're better off obviously doing this in camera, but it's not that hard to do it in post. Now these morning clouds were breaking apart and the lighting conditions were changing pretty quickly, but I found a big difference in this format high-tech filter. It was much darker even though it's supposedly only 1 stop darker. Here's another look at the differences between these filters. While the Hoya has a noticeable color shift, it's nowhere near as severe as that of the K&F Concept filter. Now, that said, it really isn't all that difficult to correct the white balance. Here I just use the eyedropper tool. So my buying advice, if you're not ready to spend $200 or $300 on a filter, I would skip the $100 Hoya and just go to the $40 K&F Concept because it'll do a good enough job until you decide you need a nicer one. That's it for this video. If you have any questions or comments, I look forward to reading those down below. Until the next one.